Kelly's Perspective for the last Monday in July. We are at July 29th, and before the end of the week, we will be in a new month, my birth month. My birth month. So before even the end of the month, before the end of the week, we're already going to turn the tides, turn the page one more time, and recognize the new opportunity. Okay, so thank you for joining me. I have this week. I'm going to stay on the same thought. I am going to be sharing with you lessons learned from something that I just went through. The end result is I am changing positions, changing my primary job, and going into one that I see fully aligns with my purpose. And so I'm so very excited about that. But I have also learned so much in this process. So every day this week, I don't think the Thoughtful Thursday lines up with it per se, because I already gave the Thoughtful Thursday to what I used during this process. But every day this week, I'm going to be sharing lessons learned. And here's the deal. I want you, thank you for all who are jumping on with me. I want you, as I talk through my wonderful blessing, I want you to replace my situation, my scenario, my circumstances with yours. Or else it's just a nice little story. Replace it with your thoughts, your reality, and I am confident that it can use you to be stretched. Okay, so the first lesson that I want to talk about is, I even made notes on this. Trust God. Trust God. And don't allow the weight to get you off course or out of purpose. Hey, Joe. Trust God and do not allow the calendar clicking, the calendar turning, the clock ticking, the weight to get you off center and out of purpose. And the reason I say that is because it all began with the decision. And nothing in your life, nothing in your relationships, your finances, your physical health, your spiritual health, your career, nothing is going to change. It's not even going to be altered until you make the decision that you want something to change. So when I made the very clear decision that I need to change careers and move into one more completely aligned with my purpose, it was more than a year ago. And when I say trust God, I mean, even when I was an active duty Marine, every time you get, every 3 years or so, it's time to pick up and move. And we have Marines at the headquarters level called monitors, and they send you orders. They'll send you overseas. They'll send you to the East Coast. They'll send you to the West Coast. They'll send you to a professional school. So that's what a monitor does. And and that was years ago, I learned and said, God, you be my monitor. Now you may use Major so-and-so, Lieutenant Colonel so-and-so, Captain so-and-so up there at Headquarters Marine Corps, but be my monitor. So I always had somewhat of a peace, or not even somewhat. I learned to have a peace about the next career move, or where I was going to end up, or where I was going to be sent, because I changed this into believing that God was my monitor. So I'm saying all that, part of the lessons learned. It has been more than a year since I decided and recognized that I wanted to make a change, a career change. Do you know how many no's, how many rejections, how many, nope, you're not qualified, no, we're not interested, thank you very much, so sad, too bad, go somewhere and sit down. Do you know how many of those? Do you know how many of those I got? A year's worth. And so if I had not settled in here first and settled in here first, that I was going to trust God through this process, then I would have gotten off course and out of purpose a long time ago. Because let me tell you a couple of things that happened along the way. So that you can beware and be on the lookout and don't get out of purpose and off chasing something that only looks shiny. There were a couple of options that paid more money but had this much of my purpose in them. So if I had been chasing money, if I had been chasing a bigger title, I would have gone after that route and my purpose would have been left over here in the dust. And all I'm encouraging you to do is trust God and do not get detoured off your course, off and out of your purpose by being impatient, by allowing the calendar, and that's not easy. It is not easy what I'm telling you. I know I just came through it. Okay. But I am encouraging you, if you know you want to change, if the rumble in here will not quiet itself, first of all, I believe it's not going to quiet itself until you line up and align yourself with the rumble that God puts in there. So just beware that sometimes the money, though it may be more, the title and the prestige that comes with the title may be greater. If it's not in purpose for you, if it would take you out of purpose, it's not going to be worth it. And do not be swayed by the no. Now here, and let me just be flat out honest. I was looking at my, I promise you, as the months continue to roll by, as the rejections continue to pile up, I literally was looking like a crazy one. I'm like, what in the, these are the conversations Hollie was having with the woman in the mirror. What in the world is going on? What's wrong with you? What in the world is going on? Why aren't you wanted anywhere? Why is everything coming up a rejection and no? If I had not settled before all of this started, if I had not settled in my heart that I was going to trust God and not be swayed by the time, by the weight, by the rejections, by the trick, nope, we don't want you. If I had not been settled in my mind ahead of time, then all of these stumbles and bumbles and rejections and flat out no's, go somewhere, sit down somewhere, would have swayed me. The lure of more money, a bigger title would have swayed me and it would have walked my little hips right out of purpose. So I want to encourage you, when you make the decision, that's the start of it, because nothing is going to happen until you decide you want to change. So there's a spider crawling on my wall. I gotta get him. So that is what I want to encourage you. If you are in the midst of wanting to change in anything, in any area of the any of the 5 areas that we break life down into, your physical health, your financial health, your spiritual health, your career, your relationships, when you decide to make a change, be prepared for the wait. Be prepared for distractions that are coming your way. And I believe the best preparation is to decide ahead of time that you're going to trust God through all of this. And so that is my offering to you today. Again, the whole week I've learned a lot. And Maya Angelou said, when you learn, teach. Okay, so I just want to, I will be sharing with you lessons learned. Don't look at it as a story like, oh, wow, apply it to your life. Where do you need to trust God? Where do you need to make the decision that you're just going to wait and not get out of purpose? He must know I'm about to get him because he is moving mighty fast. Okay. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing. Please continue to trust God. Make it a marvelous, marvelous Monday. And until next time, take real good care of yourselves. Real good care of yourselves.